disabled isn't a bad word.
Let's all say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Disabled.
Yes.
This is a shirt. I kind of like try to tuck it in Cole's pants so y'all can see the whole thing, but there it is. Disabled isn't a bad word.
This is from the Rolettes, Chelsea Hill. Check them out. They do lots of good disabled advocacy / just have fun as disabled people.
Yeah, they sent Cole this shirt and we're like, oh, I love it. Because we're constantly, sorry, you have toothpaste on your pants.
What? How?
What do you mean?
Wait, was that toothpaste or was that from the cake?
It might have been the cake. It might have been the cake.
I got Charisma's cakey cake on my leg.
You mean a lot of things.
Anyway, should I start now or later?
Later, we can save that. But anyway, we always constantly say on our videos, disabled isn't a bad word. You can say disabled. And so I love the shirt. So we decided to wear it because we're kind of talking about disability, Cole's disability. That's the topic of today's video.
Yes.
But before we get into the video, thank you all for the birthday wishes.
Oh yeah, Charisma's 30.
I'm 30.
Congratulations.
Flirty. Thank you.
Extra flirty. I picked up on that the moment we woke up. Wow, guys, she was all over me. She wouldn't stop flirting. Yeah. So I think the 30s are going to be a good decade.
You can't help it. You're just so hot and smexy.
You're even schmexier.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't mind my voice. It's just gone. That's okay. So I have this like nice, deep, raspy voice. Kind of like it.
She partied a little too hard.
On my birthday, yeah. I went in. It was so fun.
Wait, should we get one of your helium balloons and suck it with our high voice? We can do the whole video with a really high helium voice.
I think people would hate that.
That would be very annoying.
No, but it was let's recap real quick. It was a really, really, really good birthday. We went to have dinner at our favorite place with our friends. And then my dad surprised me.
Hello, world. This is the Wanderick. I am here surprising my daughter on her 30th birthday. I don't think she knows I'm here. I'm in the back seat of a car. I'm about to roll up and surprise her for her birthday. Give it a shot. Happy birthday.
Oh my God! What the heck? That's really creepy. What are you doing here? When did you fly in? Scared the crap out of me. Hello. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You scared the crap out of my heart's still beating. Oh, is that why you wouldn't share your location back with me when I requested it like a couple weeks ago?
No.
Yes, is that why?
You can't find me anyway. I turned my phone off.
Are you gonna turn it back on now?
I can turn it back on.
He flew in and surprised me. Had no clue, and I just had the weirdest reaction because I was like, I'm confused. What's happening? So that was exciting, and then
hold on. He surprised me too.
Oh yeah, cool too.
Because I was part of the planning of the surprise. Until Pops told me, oh, it's not going to work out, sorry. And I was like, oh, bummer, okay. And then I moved on to my other birthday planning. Meanwhile, Zane and Pops continued planning the surprise. So I was also surprised when he showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, no way, dude. No way. That is awesome. Give me some love, man. What?
Sophie's so excited
No way.
Sophie saw you the whole time. You were like trying to come.
I know she was. Wow.
Hey, girl.
Awesome. No way. What's up?
I'm glad she peed before she came out. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get the zoom in.
Pops, I'm so happy you made it.
My dad said too many people knowing would ruin it because apparently I find out. I'm hard to surprise, honestly.
That is true.
Yeah.
Whenever an event comes around or like a holiday, I have to tell Charisma, all right, stop looking at my phone. Don't. Not that she's going through my phone.
I'm not a snooper. It's just that I need your phone a lot and you need mine. We're constantly like using each other's phones.
We're always grabbing each other's phones.
Yeah.
And so I have to be like, okay, for the next week, please be extra careful when you need to use my phone, not to go into my messages or anything.
Yeah. I know. I do read your messages sometimes because I'll see someone text you and I'm like, oh, so-and-so text you. They said this and this. And Cole's like, okay, can you unread it so I remember to respond?
Yeah. Or we're always in the same group chats anyway, so she'll just pick up my phone if it's closer to respond to the.
I know. I do use your phone to respond on a lot of because I lose my phone all the time.
I know.
That is also a problem. So I have to use Cole's phone.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we had a bonfire outside with some more friends, and it was great. It was a really good time.
Got a cake and decorations.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Zane and Cole did a great job, and they also surprised me with a video from all of my friends and family. The longest video, but it was so sweet, and I loved it.
It's like 30 minutes of charisma love.
Aw.
Yes.
30 minutes for my 30th birthday. You got makeup on you again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about makeup. Do you get it?
Thank you. It was a very sweet birthday. I really appreciate it.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
So now let's talk about my little boy arms.
Yeah, that's what this video is about. Cole's little boy arms.
A lot of people ask, why are my arms so skinny? Why can't I use my arms? Because people have the idea of quadriplegia being, Christopher Reeves. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, what I can and can't use with my arms, why they're so skinny, and why I can't get them bigger.
Yeah, we saw the questions asking this on a video, the dancing video that we posted that went a little viral. And some people were like, why are his arms so little? Why are they so skinny? So we were like, let's do a video.
And that's so funny because what they didn't even see was how hard it was for me to do that at all, because the first move in the dance was to put your arms above your head. And we're gonna talk about how I don't have triceps, so I can't do that. So we have like a million bloopers of me trying to do this without. Oh, there it is.
Good job. You
nailed
it.
I have to catch my hands together.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm like ducking because I'm afraid.
And then do the rest of the dance. Anyway, so I'm gonna take my shirt off now so we can see my arms.
We're stripping.
Oh.
Take it off.
Okay, I'm gonna put the music on and continue. All right. All right, look at these babies.
Look at these berbers.
All right, no need to be completely shirtless. I think this will give us the everything we need. But here's Sophie. Everyone be sure to stay positive.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
I feel like people are gonna ask this question, and no, we do not have these shirts available at the moment, but our goal is to get more merch at some point, so.
Yeah, that's in the works.
Yeah.
But it's from Perky Prints if you're interested. They sent us a bunch of stuff like this. This is not sponsored, but I like it. Perky Prints.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So anyway, check out my arms, guys. So this is what we're rocking with, Skinny Mini. And I have some theories as to why this is. There are some obvious reasons also why my arms look like this. So going back to before my accident, I was never really like a really big guy. I never really got huge in the gym. I was only 16, so like a lot of that, puberty testosterone and manhood was just beginning to hit me. So I didn't really like develop a lot of muscle before my injury. I was about 180 pounds. I was 5'10" and kind of lean. After my injury.
You were 180 pounds before your injury?
Yeah.
Are you sure you were that much?
Yeah, I think so.
You look smaller than 180, especially
I'm
being
pretty sure.
5'10".
I remember being on the scale and
it said 180. I know, it's just interesting because like I'm trying to envision 180 Cole standing at 5'10", and I don't know.
Yeah, I had a lot of muscle. And my legs, mostly.
Yes.
I was blessed with lower body genes. Upper body is decent, but a lot of my muscle was on the lower end, which is ironic considering I got paralyzed. But after my injury, over the course of a month or so, I went from 180 to 130, and I lost a lot of the muscle that I had. Obviously, I was in bed for like a month straight, you're gonna atrophy a lot. And so my arms, I was so skinny, and like there's a picture with my mom that I always look back on, like, oh my gosh, that's where I'm coming from. That was kind of like the ground floor for me.
Yeah, when you were that skinny, your teeth look massive. And like that's the thing that I always notice. I'm like, geez, your teeth look so big, but only because your face is so much smaller that it didn't really fit your face, but it's the same size teeth that you have now.
And they weren't crooked back then.
Oh, you just had braces. Yeah.
Because I still, they hadn't gotten re-crooked after my braces. So here we are now with the liners.
Yes.
Fixing that problem. Thanks a lot, 16-year-old Cole. So I had a long way to go because I had lost so much weight. And once I finally got into the gym, it was time to start building that strength back. And we had to focus on the muscles I knew I had. That's going to be my shoulders. Can you point some of the things?
Your deltoids.
My delts.
Yeah, and you can see Cole has some solid deltoids. Like his shoulders are good sized shoulders.
Because I have good signals going to that muscle.
Yeah.
And then my bicep, another one.
Yeah.
Like
bicep.
my bicep. It's somewhere in there. I don't know.
Well, it's there. I can see it. You have a good sized bicep.
There's a lot of tissue helping me out, but yeah. So I can work on the bicep and I can get that stronger. Oh my God, the farmer's tan curves.
I know it's bad. And it's weird because you.
I should have done this later. We should do this video later in summer.
It's okay.
Anyway, yeah, my biceps. Like I can work on those and I can get them stronger. But what I can't work out and get stronger are my triceps.
Wait, before you move on to your triceps, show the another muscle you have.
Oh.
So he has this brachioradialis muscle, which is right here. And so like, can you flex it?
That's what it's called?
Yeah, so like put your arm on. So
Yeah.
this muscle, he has this muscle here, but you can tell that's like this muscle goes from here all the way into his thumb. But you can see kind of how he has a little definition. So it's all the definition is just kind of on this side.
Right. It's all on the inside. The outside of my arm, I don't have much going on. So like whatever these are, what are these? Are there muscles over here and stuff?
Oh, there's a lot of there's a lot of muscle.
Like I can't raise my hand upwards, right?
You can't do this.
I can't do that. And those muscles would be on the inside of my forearm here where it looks so skinny.
Yep.
But I can do this, and that's why these muscles are there and strong.
Yeah.
Not that strong, but moderately strong. Same goes with my tricep. Because I can't use my tricep, I cannot build that side of my arm. And so even if I got my bicep over here looking huge and muscular and I just spent all day working out, my arm is still going to look different.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on the other side of my arm to kind of fill out the space.
Yeah. Can you pause real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to you don't have are these ones, which are your flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, which is the biggest muscle on the outside for you probably, and flexor yeah, okay, cool. I just want to make sure I was right. Yeah.
Good job. You're so smart, babe.
Thank you.
So that being said, I have gone through phases where I worked out hard. I worked out really hard. That was my goal coming out of college, because during college it was harder for me to why do I sound like this?
I know you sound like me now.
What the heck? Are we getting sick together?
No, it's allergies though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably it. During college, didn't work out that much. After college, I was like, it's time to get big. I want to start dating. I want to be attractive. My body, let's take care of it and get big. So I worked out hard building muscle, and I did build some muscle, but I never really got my biceps much larger than this. I don't really know what the case may be, but it seemed very difficult for me to get beyond a point. I kind of hit a plateau and I just maintained that. And I don't think that level is where I would be if I were not disabled. Like, I know I can use my biceps. I know I have signals getting to them and they're strong signals, but a part of me wonders if it's like a full signal, because I just don't feel like I could get this as strong as I could if I were not disabled.
Well, I agree. Yes, because you have a C5, C6 injury, and C5 is your biceps. So your biceps are compromised because of your level of injury. I think if you just had a C6 injury, your biceps probably would be stronger.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm grateful that I have biceps at all.
Yeah.
Because biceps are huge for me. Huge. Because triceps are less important when I have gravity to help me in the downward direction. But fighting gravity is biceps. So having the biceps gives me so much of my arm function.
Yeah. Triceps would be helpful for transferring, just like pushing straight up. It's harder for Cole, so he compensates by, oh my gosh, I just dropped my phone and it fell so quietly.
You dropped your phone?
Yeah, it fell on your shirt just now. It fell on your shirt. You didn't hear it.
No, I didn't. That's
but Cole turns his hands this way, locks his elbows, and then he's using biceps and shoulders to go like this. So
for transferring.
For transferring. So he figures out a way, but transferring would be easier, dressing would be easier with triceps, but Cole was fine. You found a way to compensate and use your biceps instead of triceps that you don't have.
Everything would be easier with more function.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The sad news about my triceps, let's imagine we're in a world where there's a cure for spinal cord injury. And all of a sudden, they find a way to bridge the gap where my injury is, and I can get the function below my level of injury back. After I went to Boston and had my nerves tested there, we were trying to figure out if I can get a certain nerve transfer surgery. We discovered, or I was informed, that because my tricep nerves branch out of where my injury happened, where all that scar tissue is. Those nerves have completely atrophied to the point of essentially just dissolving. Like they're not there. So there could be a world where Cole is walking around because of some cure and I still can't use my triceps.
Yeah, which would be so weird.
I just may never get them back, you know?
Yeah.
And if I could walk, I don't really care. But
What about a tendon transfer?
see, tendon transfer is the other option. And with my strength, I don't really have enough power to take away from one thing and help out another thing.
Even if it's like a lower body muscle? Could you use a lower body muscle for a tendon transfer?
No, because it has to be a tendon I can activate or innervate, I believe. So like what they would do is like take one of like my bicep muscles, which, you know, we just agreed is already compromised to an extent, and they'd kind of wrap it around the backside. Then I could use my bicep as my tricep. However, that's taking away from my bicep. That's a very invasive surgery. There's lots of scarring.
It's a huge scar after.
It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ready to take away, you know, what strength I had here just to get a bit of tricep back. I don't think that would have helped me a ton in the long run, especially when I can compensate in a lot of other ways.
Yeah, like you work around not having triceps really well. And there are small things that would help, like you could do that you can't necessarily do without triceps. It's not a huge thing to where you're going to be like, oh, I definitely need to learn how to do this, so let me do it. Like It's nothing big enough to really encourage you to make that leap.
Right. Yeah, an invasive surgery, it's going to take a lot for me to be like, all right, let's do that. And that's just not going to be enough. And then, like I said, the nerve transfer surgery is not really an option for me either, because it's just not going to innervate my tricep. That's not going to happen.
What about like if you put electrical stimulators and had it flex your muscle? Like would that help build your triceps for look purposes so it doesn't look so skinny?
I think that would be an option, to use electrical stimulation on the backside of my arm to try to, like, you know, build something there. I'm not exactly sure. So if you're a neuroscientist, or if Felicia happens to be watching this, because she's
Felicia,
super
where
smart,
you at?
Comment below and correct me. But I believe electrical stimulation contracts the muscle directly, the muscle tissue. So the nerves being totally atrophied, I don't think prevents my tricep from getting that electrical stimulation. So in that case, I think I could build some muscle there, but then I would have to just like sit there and use electrical stimulation on my triceps all the time.
Yeah.
Just for vanity purposes.
Yeah, it's literally just for vanity. It's for no other reason, because just because you build the muscle doesn't mean you'll ever be able to use it. You won't. It just will make your arm look more full. And I don't think you care that much.
Yeah. I would rather get implants.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You could do that.
Should I get implants?
No, you shouldn't.
Wait! Maybe I should.
No, you shouldn't.
And I can get like quad implants.
Okay.
Calf implants. Some pec implants.
You could get implants, but like again, that's vanity. Do you want that?
No. I don't care enough. But speaking of pecs, that's another part of this equation too. My chest is never really gonna fill out.
Yeah.
Because I really only have access to my, what are they called?
Pectoralis minor.
The pectoralis minor.
Yeah.
So I guess on your pecs there's like three, it's like kind of like a triangle of some sort. Someone explained it to me, like a triangle.
Yeah.
And I have like the top of the triangle.
Yeah.
But I don't have the rest of it.
Yeah.
And the top is the weakest.
Yes, it's the smallest muscle, a pec minor. Is there three though?
I don't know.
There's two pectoral. Is there a major and a minor? Maybe there's another muscle that you also don't have, but it's not a pec muscle, but it's in that same area. Let me look it up. This is how I want to know. This is like refreshing my anatomy. No, so it is minor. It's the minor. There's only two pec muscles.
So I have the smaller upper one.
It's kind of under the pec major.
Maybe if I like push on you.
No, I know you can see. You can see how he has nothing here.
Nothing.
You could see how, you won't be able to see your...
Spasming. Ugh. Leg, chill.
You won't be able to see Cole's pec minor, because it's under the major. So even if he flexes it, you won't be able to see it.
Yeah, so anyway.
But you can see how like...
If I do this, you can kind of see where it's connecting from the front.
But usually you have a muscle here, and Cole doesn't have that, so it's pretty flat because the muscle is not flexing.
So like doing a bench press for me is incredibly difficult because that's a lot of pecs and it's a lot of triceps. So I'm trying to compensate as much as I can with my smaller pec muscle that I can innervate, and like my biceps kind of pulling inwards, which means we have to like attach my hands to the bar with active hands, otherwise I'm just gonna slip it off because I don't have the triceps to stabilize. So like that's like a very hard thing for me.
So instead of doing that kind of workout, Cole just works on his deltoids and he'll just do, you know, shoulder raises instead.
Yeah. So here they are, my arms.
I don't think they're that scary. I mean, maybe I'm used to them. I guess more for people who don't see your arms often, maybe they could tell. But I'm just so used to your arms. And I feel like if you saw Cole from here, like you don't see any of this, like you could see how big these muscles are. And so Cole does work out. We've been working out a lot lately. He's been better at working out than I have been. And so in getting himself dressed and transferring himself every single day, that's a workout. And so Cole's constantly building those muscles. Cole's constantly firing those muscles. So he has some pretty big shoulders. And then your neck. Let's talk about how big your neck is.
Yeah, I got a thick neck.
Because a lot of what you do, you use your neck muscles for.
Yeah.
Balance.
That's true. I feel like the more independent I've become, the easier it's been to maintain a lot of strength because I'm doing more for myself. So I have to.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And then core. I did see another question like about core. Like, why don't you try to build your abs? Cole has no abs. And like even if Cole lost a lot of weight, like the weight will go away from his tummy, but his tummy will always be loose because he'll never be able to like scrunch that muscle up.
Right. And I can't engage my core.
You can't engage,
So that's the quad good for you. That's just how it goes, and all the quads can attest.
Yeah.
There's not a ton you can do about that.
You can make it smaller, but you're just naturally a bigger guy, so I don't think that you can get butt so skinny unless you end up in the hospital breaking your neck again and lose 50 pounds. Like, it's just not gonna happen for you.
If you ever want to lose a lot of weight fast, I recommend spinal cord.
Oh my God, Cole. Oh no, I just don't think that your body is meant to be super small.
I'm a big dude. I'm a big dude, and I was only 5'10" when I got hurt, and then I grew to 6'3".
Yeah.
So I'm very curious what my body would have looked like, and that'll always be an imagination. You know, that'll always be a hypothetical. We'll never know.
I think your body would look very similar to what it looks like now, except less of a quad gut and more muscle. But like your legs are so thick.
Yeah.
They're just so thick. You just have some thick legs.
Thanks, Dad.
It's actually good that Cole has some weight to him because it does protect his body from pressure sores. The smaller you are, the more likely you will get pressure sores. And Cole has, since I've been with Cole, has never had a pressure sore on his bottom or anywhere because
I haven't had one at all.
You had an elbow one from.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about my bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one on my elbow. I've had one on like my foot before.
Yeah.
But my booty only when I was in the halo, stabilized in bed and couldn't move.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I've been good.
I know, and that's when you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So everyone's like not everyone, but some people talk about Cole's weight, which I think is very inappropriate. But at the same time, it's important for Cole to have this weight because it protects him from getting these sores. And I think you're a fine normal weight for your size, and people forget how tall you are. And because you sit, you see the weight on Cole differently than if he were standing. When I get Cole in the stander, it like stretches him out and it distributes his weight. But I think your average weight for your height, you're 6'3".
Yeah, I'm fine with my weight. I think I'm in a pretty good spot.
I think so too. It's just people who just...
People love to judge.
I know. But I think you look amazing.
Thank you. I think you look amazing too. 30 has never been so beautiful.
Thank you. You're coming up. You're next.
I'm next.
This good old 29. So right now I'm 2 years older than Cole. I'm such a cougar.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, no, we're just gonna... I like to embrace it. I like to embrace it for the 2 months that I get. Not even a full 2 months.
Okay.
But I get a solid 2 months where I'm like, oh yeah, he's 28. You know, I like him young. You know, that's weird. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe it's better if you say it the other way. Like, I like the older woman.
Yeah, I like him old.
Mature.
No, that sounds even worse.
No, mature.
I want them wizened.
Wise.
I want them wise in the ways.
Yes.
You know what ways I'm talking about.
Wait, what ways?
Nothing.
Oh my god. Was that sexual?
Schmexual.
Oh my gosh. Cole.
And, I can't get makeup in my hair.
I know everyone, I saw a comment on the last video because whenever Cole puts his head into my neck, I kind of go like this. Because I have makeup on my face. Cole's white. I am black. If you guys
If you couldn't tell by my deltoids.
No. And so whenever Cole puts his head into my face, like I always try to move it because the amount of times we've done a photo shoot and Cole's all over my face and I look at him and he has brown makeup, it's so often.
Or now Hannah's shirts too.
Yeah, we rode on a roller coaster and I was holding on to Hannah and she had brown makeup all over her. So I'm just, and it's only concealer, but because I'm brown, the concealer really stands out on white people and white things. And so whenever Cole leans into me, I'm like trying not to get makeup all over his face. People think I'm being so cold and dismissive and it's like, guys, I literally just like, I'm trying to avoid makeup on Cole's face.
I think I could use some concealer though. I'm looking pretty rough. Yeah, there we go. That's better.
See?
Oh, it did it. It actually did it.
Immediately. This is why I avoid it.
That is hilarious. It looks like I had a bruise or something there. All right, rub it in.
There you go.
Do we need a brush? Or?
I don't know. Maybe this is this concealer. Maybe it doesn't hold. Maybe I need to put like more something on it so it could stick to my face rather than other objects.
Foundation or something?
No, it's powder, setting powder.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I don't use that, so maybe that's what it is. But anyway, so I'm not cold, guys. I literally am just trying to avoid what just happened. Like, what the heck?
Speaking of cold, though, I'm starting to get cold in this tank top, so I'd like to put my shirt back on. But I hope that answered a lot of questions for you all.
Yeah.
If you're curious why my arms are the way they are, or other quads' arms are the way they are. Yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
But every quad's different. It depends on the level of injury. So someone...
And severity of injury.
And severity. So someone, like a C6 can have some triceps, right?
I think so. I mean, certainly if they
C7.
didn't have like a super severe injury, like there are quads at my level who can walk. It's always case by case, and this is my case.
Yeah. So Cole's a C5, C6, quadriplegic.
Yeah.
No triceps.
With little baby buys. My little baby buys.
They're cute though.
Say goodbye to my baby buys.
Can you flex like most people flex with their bicep? No.
Let me get my hand. Put my hand in the right spot.
What do you mean? Flex it. There you go, there it is.
You gotta really hold me back.
Yeah, no, I am. You're not.
Hold me back.
There we go.
Hold me back.
Wait, let's compare. Ready?
Oh, Charisma's got a nice bicep. Let's go.
Wait, let's do this one. Here, I'll do this and you do. Ready? That one's hard.
Anyway. Pull up and give him one of these. Yeah, come on. You're strong, dude.
I date you. I date you. I'm married to you. I have to be strong. I want to always be strong so that I can always help Cole if he ever needs it.
Thank you.
But I also like being strong. Like before I even met you. Before I met Cole, I was 145, all muscle.
Yeah.
I was big. Not that anymore, but I was big.
I absorbed that from her.
Yeah, and then I gave it to Cole. But I was like addicted to the gym before I met you.
You got a nice body.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're done.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive.
Woo.
Bye.
Peace.